All right. So it's saying under the assumption that he was an Israeli intelligence asset, the probability that he stopped White House visits because CIA priority increased after Ames is still not high on evidence is shown. Put it roughly 20%. Why it's not higher? It's because Ames was arrested in 1994. Access usually sponsor-driven. If the visits were facilitated by staffers, advisors, they could stop for reasons unrelated to CI sponsors' leaves, role, internal politics, optics, scandal management, schedule changes, donor network shifts. Why is not zero? Ames was a shock event that plausibly tightened process, most likely competing explanations. Now we're going to factor in the fact that his visits were an exact timeline match to James Woolsey's tenure. Cannot tell me that doesn't mean anything. All right, so factoring in your premise that the White House visitor log window matches Woolsey's DCI tenure almost exactly, it strengthens one specific interpretation. The era of access is tightly bounded to a single national security leadership window. It still doesn't make the post-Ames CI surge the dominant explanation by itself, because the same exact match is also explained by simpler mechanisms. Gatekeeper turnover. Middleton, rumor others rotate access stops. Political optics management stops logging West Wing visits. Shift meetings off-site. Routine end-of-cycle drift. Relationships change as term progresses. Updated probability given your assumption. So now adding White House log window, Woolsey window. I'd move the probability he stopped showing up due to increased CI from 20 to about 30. Okay. That's a modest move. Only one thing, the shape of the visit timeline. If visits drop sharply immediately after February 21st, 1994, CI gets big weight. If visits continue similarly, I don't know why I always have so much trouble pronouncing the literally, similarly, particularly. I got to start working on that, I guess. If visits continue similarly through mid-late 1994 and fade out gradually, CI is weaker. If you paste, let me see, can I find those? That would actually be wonderful. If I could find these exact dates, that would be so good. 3 instances. Wait, hold on. He made 2 visits in a single day on 3 different occasions. So he was doing some wheeling and dealing. 12 visits in 1994. So it's actually the complete opposite of what we thought, which is like really weird. Oh, so this is another one. Mark Middleton's tenure at the White House aligns precisely with the period of Jeffrey Epstein's 17 recorded visits between 1993 and 1995. Middleton served as a special assistant to Bill Clinton and an aide to Chief of Staff Mac McLartley during this exact window, departing in February 1995. So it probably wasn't Woolsey. It was Mark Middleton. And we know how, well, I know how he ended up. He was in a little cluster. Authorized access? Oh, shit. Yeah. Post-employment controversy. Continued access. After resigning in 1995, Middleton reportedly returned to the White House complex 65 times over the following 18 months as a guest. Middleton's role was to maintain contact with high-net-worth individuals. Epstein's visits often overlapped with his philanthropic activities, such as his $10,000 donation to the White House Historical Association in 1993. Relationship outside of the White House, the connection extended beyond official business. Middleton flew on Epstein's private jet in May 1994. Post-employment controversy, continued access after resigning. In February 1995, Middleton reportedly returned to the White House complex 65 times over the following 18 months as a guest. Restricted access. By late 1996, the White House restricted his access due to allegations that he was abusing his former status to escort business clients through the complex for personal gain. Investigations. Middleton was later a central figure in Chinagate campaign finance controversy and invoked his Fifth Amendment rights when called to testify before the House Committee on the Government Reform in 1999. All right, so he was a scumbag. Death in 2022. Mark Middleton died in May 2022. While his death was officially ruled a suicide, the unusual circumstances he was found hanging from a tree with a shotgun wound to his chest led to significant public speculation and the sealing of crime scene photos by an Arkansas judge. So, why is it always in Arkansas? You know what I mean? This is crazy. All right, now ChatGPT's a little behind. They're still focused on Woolsey. All right, yes, factoring in provided came much stronger. The key alignment facts using your visit pattern. We'll see tenure. Let's see. The Woolsey window phenomenon that continues into the post-AIM period ends near the end of Woolsey's tenure. Minority explanation, post-Ames behavior. 12 visits in 1994 means he did not instantly stop after the Ames arrest, but there's still plausible CI inflection. A concentrated burst, 4 visits in less than a week in April 1994, followed by eventual termination by early 1995, could fit an environment where access was later judged too risky, too visible. Updated probability condition. Okay, so he's moving the probability that he stopped showing up primarily because CI priority after Ames to about 35%, but it's centered on a wide range from 20 to 55. All right, now we got to factor this in. Wait, no, not that. Where is it? All right, it's saying that the Middleton window match is stronger explanatory fit than the Woolsey window match, and it material changes the inference. All right, let's see. Your Middleton window match is stronger explanatory fit than the Woolsey window match, and it material changes the inference. What lines up with sourced anchors? Woolsey window, DCI, February 5th, 1993 to January 10th, 1995. White House visit log shows 17 times between 1993 and 1995. The Middleton window served as a special assistant aide to Chief of Staff Mac McLarty from 1993 to 1995 and left in February 1995. Contemporary reporting shows the White House later curbed his access for abusing it to impress business clients. So they probably just started doing this big turnover after the Ultra James thing. They probably started doing an investigation. He got arrested in February 1994. So the changes didn't happen overnight. They probably after that they started looking for patterns, looking for behaviors, and then around the same time they decided to get rid of the director and have James Woolsey step down. That was probably the time for them to do a transition and get some other people and weed out some other people that they saw as a liability, which clearly included Mark Middleton. Contemporary reporting shows the White House. Oh no, we said that. Implication. The logged White House access overlaps both Woolsey and Middleton, but Middleton is the mechanism, donor liaison gatekeeper, while Woolsey is only an administration-wide concurrency. Why your Middleton claims are consistent versus not yet pinned. Consistent with established record, Middleton was a donor, corporate continuity, liaison, facilitated access for visitors, including Epstein, including Einstein, and later became tied to Chinagate era scrutiny. White House restricted his access in 1996 for abusive access. He passed in 2022 under unusual circumstances. A judge sealed death scene visuals. Not pins from sources I pulled. Needs an actual visitor log rows that you personally authorized 7 to 8. Okay, so it's saying that it doesn't have that complete. I returned 65 times over 18 months. I found the reporting for 41 trips from 1995 to 1996. The 65 over 18 months may come from a different tally or later log. Okay, so updated assessment, why the visit ended. It matches Middleton's tenure. Most likely driver of resuscitation, gatekeeping, Middleton. Probability update from the earlier question, condition on the Einstein. Most odd assumption. You ask probability why he stopped showing up, Ames, and it is saying that Middleton being the reason. Okay, so let's see if Mark Middleton had any connections to Romania. That would be worth looking into. Reported links to Romania that have surfaced in connection to his international consulting work and his association with, you know who, International Consulting in Romania. After leaving the White House in February 1995, Middleton transitioned into a career as an international consultant, leveraging his former government contacts, business networking, while prominent deals, the Riety family and Indonesia entities in Taiwan. Middleton reportedly explored business opportunities in Romania during the mid-1990s as part of his effort to become a global dealmaker. Access abuse, we know that. Middleton facilitated. All right, so now we're getting somewhere. All right, so post 1997 professional ties. Despite the legal distance in Washington, Middleton remained connected to the Clintons throughout the Arkansas-based projects. Clinton's Birthplace Foundation, Middleton served as a fundraiser for the foundation dedicated to restoring Bill Clinton's childhood home in Hope, Arkansas, raising $100,000. Arkansas business, he returned to Little Rock to lead Middleton Heat and Air and Midcorp Capital. His later public life focused on state-level philanthropy, such as chairing a 2019 gala for Arkansas Children's Hospital. Released Clinton presidential records show that even after his resignation, Middleton's name continued to appear in White House communications regarding schedules and visitor requests until the end of the term, primarily as part of document production for subpoenas. Enron executives. Following his government service, Middleton established a company called Commerce Corp International and reportedly sought business opportunities with senior executives at Enron. No surprise there. Doug Band, while Middleton's direct interaction with Band is not publicly detailed, both served as gatekeepers for Bill Clinton at different times. Doug Band is frequently cited as the aide who took over the role of managing Clinton's travel and interactions with figures like Einstein in the early 2000s. Flight log names. While Middleton's flights on the jet are primarily recorded in 1994, he appears alongside other notable names on released flight logs that include individuals like Sharon Reynolds and Larry Summers. All right, and that's where I had to cut it short. If you like this kind of content, let me know. I will keep putting it out there. I know it's kind of niche. It's not as entertaining as the other stuff that I do, but I think it's just as important nonetheless, especially because if you're on your computer, you can go in the description right now. You can copy the transcript. You could paste it into your ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity, and you could pick up where I left off. To some extent, you might not pick up exactly, but any transcript on YouTube for any of these videos, you could copy and paste it, load it up, and upload the data. That's why I like to do this. That's why I like to read it out loud. It makes it easier because everybody can do this kind of research. Everybody has the ability to create a platform like this and spread the truth. And it's important that we all do because they can't silence us all. So, again, if you want to support my channel, the best thing you could do right now is like, subscribe, share. I'm going to be putting out some merch in the near future. I'm getting the logistics ready on that. I'm going to have some long sleeve shirts like this, t-shirts, hoodies, whatnot. And I'm planning on going live soon. I want to do something special for my first live. It's probably going to happen within the next week or two. Also, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting me lately. Ian Carroll, of course, Nate Valhalla VFT, Kelly Rabin. You guys are all awesome. And, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Baron Coleman, of course. And hopefully I get some collaborations going in the future. And don't forget to download the Buyer app and support Ian and check out what he's doing. I got it. That app is amazing. And I think he's going to do some really great things with it. There are so many people doing so many different things that are really making a difference. And I'm so proud that I'm getting to be a part of it. And, the way I see it, the world has already changed. People just don't know it yet. The toothpaste is not going back in the tube. And we're on the side of God. A lot of, you see some people, they get a little cocky. They're like, God's on my side, whatever. They get into God mode and all these different terms. But no, me personally, I'm on God's side. And this isn't about race. This isn't about religion. This isn't about ethnicity. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. This is about good and it's about evil. And we all got to just make a decision and decide what side we're on and what kind of world that we want this to be, because it's up to us. We all have the power and everything we do is a choice. And it's time to start making the right choices. So with that, I just want to tell you, remember, be kind, be grateful, do something nice for somebody, and I'm going to have some more content later. See you later, guys.